Hello, welcome to our new Oxygen Not Included series. I'm kind of annoyed right now because I just recorded a 30-minute episode where I was explaining everything I was doing and introducing the game, and then I realized about 5 minutes into the video, I switched scenes in OBS on accident, and the entire time, all that was showing up was the ending frame from my stream, and there was no audio, there was no video, there wasn't even my voiceover, so that's all useless. You can see we were on cycle 1 of the YouTube farm, so we weren't that far in. I'm fine restarting, but I am annoyed because I felt like I was doing a good job. We had a good setup going. I'm just mad at myself, but that's okay. We'll start over. So, if you've never played Oxygen Not Included or any game like this, it's like a colony simulation, base building, management game. This is pretty much my favorite genre of game, or at least it's in contention for that title, depending on the mood I'm in. I've played about 30 hours of Oxygen Not Included over the last, 6 years. I played way back when it was in early access. Then it came out in full release. I don't remember. I probably played in, 2016 or so, 2017. And then it came out in full release in either 2018 or 2019, I think. I didn't get back to it until, 2020 or 2021. And then I played, 20 more hours of it. I have never completed it. I've never reached the end goal of getting to the top of the asteroid or the planet or whatever you want and escaping. But I have played quite a bit. I love this game. I love this kind of game. Let's dive right in. We're playing on survival mode. We're doing all defaults. I suppose I could have used the same seed, but actually there was one thing that really annoyed me about the seed, so I'm kind of glad I don't have to use it. But watch this seed be 100 times worse. Can't wait. Yeah, if you've never played this game, or if you've never played a colony sim, let's start there. This is the exact same character. They're already even named after me, which was the character I was using in the last game. But then these two are different. Interesting. This is a game where you manage a group of colonists who are on a asteroid, I believe, trying to survive and dig their way out. They were sent there. They're clones, basically. They're like 3D printed flesh bodies. That was a weird way to say that. Meat bags, whatever you want to call it, like disposable, excuse me. Fodder for this corporation who is trying to mine this asteroid or planet. Again, I don't remember which one it is. Instead of landing on the surface the way they're supposed to, the machine malfunctions and they land in the heart of the asteroid, and your job is to supervise them and help them dig their way out. Over time, you'll be able to print more meat bags, and the meat bags you start with can die if you don't take care of them. That probably will eventually happen to at least one of our meat bags, but hopefully not. Alright, I said this is the same. They look the same, they have the same name, but their skills and traits are different, which is kind of annoying because I don't really... Well, okay, we'll see. So anyway, we're gonna just roll until we get... decorating is not really useful for me, although doctoring, cooking, farming could be. You have decreased germ resistance, which sucks, but honestly, in my experience, at least playing on, the default settings, disease really isn't that big of a deal, although the fact that you're a vomiter is annoying. So everyone has a stress reaction when they get too stressed out. And destructive, as bad as it sounds, they start breaking stuff in your colony. It's really not that bad because you can just repair it, and they really only break one or two things. Early on, it can be annoying because you don't have that many things in your colony to break, so they will probably break something really important. But later on, it's fine because you usually have redundancies and all that stuff. Vomiter and Ugly Crier are really annoying because they make a mess and they ruin everyone's mood. You have to spend time cleaning things up. They make things gross. It just sucks. So I try to avoid vomiters if I can. Decorating, we definitely don't want because it's not useful early on. So, tidying, doctoring, supplying, you get more morale boosts from decor, but you're bad at building, which is pretty rough early on. That's the whole shindig. Minus 75% construction speed? Are you serious? I think that's kind of a non-starter, honestly. That is just such a bad and you're a binge eater, which again isn't like I'd rather have binge eater than vomiter or ugly crier, but our food supplies are pretty precious early on. So as much as I liked your good stuff, your bad stuff was too bad. Um, Decorating, I don't really care about, but you are good at researching. You start with a tier 3 skill. Interesting. +2 creativity. You have decreased excavation, which honestly might be even worse than decreased construction. So we're going to roll again. Ranching, don't care. Building, oh yes. Plus 225% construction speed. Increased germ resistance. You're not good at making food, but you are... you do receive morale boost from lower quality food. So yeah, that's pretty good. And that it brought in one of our names. So I'm naming these characters after my Twitch followers. Other than me, obviously, I'm not. I guess I do kind of follow myself, not really. But Critical Pig 384 was my second Twitch follower. So, our first one is Lord Manderly 96, so maybe he'll roll up. He'll show up in the rerolls. If not, I'll just name it manually. I also forgot to mention, because of the whole recording snafu, I did this whole spiel at the beginning of the last video. You will notice that I'm not using a webcam in this video, and I'm trying to decide... everything I do on Twitch will always have a webcam, obviously, because I'm interacting with chat, blah, blah, blah. I can't decide on YouTube if I'm always going to do a webcam, if I'm never going to do a webcam, if I'm going to do a mixture. I figured with a game like this, where there's like any kind of strategy management game, where there's a lot going on screen, you kind of want to be looking at everything all the time, I figured this was a good chance to test out the no webcam for certain YouTube series. I also have switched mics from my crappy webcam mic. I know it was garbage, and I apologize. I'm now using my 7-year-old Astro headset, which I know sounds better. It still doesn't sound amazing. I would like to get a real microphone at some point, but it definitely sounds better than my webcam mic. I just thought it would. I for some reason I think it looks tacky when streamers wear headsets while they're streaming. Not tacky, I don't know, just kind of cheap, even though I am cheap because I'm broke. But I just thought it would look nicer for me to have a regular pair of headphones and talking into an off-screen microphone. Unfortunately, the audio quality was so bad that I don't think the trade-off was worth it. So I apologize. From now on, at least for the immediate future, even when I have my webcam on, I will very likely be using my Astro headset mic instead of my webcam mic, just so I don't have to subject you to that crappy audio. Now, back to the game. We're rolling our second person, and we're probably also going to roll me as well, because I don't care about ranching early on, although researching is nice. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Doctoring, cooking, and farming, all great. We already looked at her, but I don't like the vomiter, so I'm going to roll. Cooking, ranching, researching, that's good. You burn more calories. That is unfortunate. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. You are an ugly crier, but I think that's at least better than vomiter, because at least I don't think tears are toxic or contaminated, whatever the phrase is. It's just water, and you have to clean it up. But at least it's not going to make people sick or anything. And you're good at a lot of things. So I think we'll go with you, and you will be Lord Manderly 96, and then let's roll here. Decorating, building, ranching. Building, we already have. Cooking, ranching, digging. Digging is good. Plumbing. Pipe emptying. +2 strength. Allows a duplicant to empty pipes without making a mess. That's pretty good. Farts frequently, which increase... Oh, that's really bad. That's actually the worst trait in the game early on, isn't it? I'm trying to remember, because they output methane, or not methane. I don't remember what gas it is, but it doesn't poison the air. It's easy to deal with, but it just kind of makes everything slightly more annoying. So I'm going to avoid that, even though the rest of that was really good. Decorating, don't care. Decorating, don't care. Building, supplying, research. That's kind of redundant, but also that's all good. So I think we could maybe do that. Super hard digging. That's really good. You can excavate abyssalite from the beginning, that is insane. I think that's worth like no any kind of downside. So they they consume more oxygen, which is quite bad. But I think super hard digging is so good that it's probably worth it, especially early on. You are an ugly crier as well, but that's okay. We have no vomiters, we have no farters, we have some really good traits, and then this will be me. And then you maybe saw on the main screen, or the main menu before I started a new game, that our game was called the YouTube Farm. Hopefully, yeah, okay, it's going to say that already exists. That's really annoying. I could go back and change that name, but let's just say... I can't say 2.0. YouTube Farm 2. That's good. I could have just said YouTube Farm without the, but that's okay. And actually, I think this seed does look better than what we had last time. Last time, we had a lot of... I don't even really know how to describe it. Like, it was like ground, one gap of air, ground, one gap of air, ground, and it was really annoying because the printing pod in this area was all one gap, or one tile above where I wanted to like make my main foundation, but I don't think you can move the printing pod. That might not be true, but I should probably pause the game. Apologies. So this whole thing is kind of foobarred because I had to re-record this episode, so I apologize. I'm not going to be explaining things as well because I just did it and I don't feel like doing it again. But so as you can see, we're in the middle of this asteroid. I also didn't read the alert at the beginning, and I did last time, and you're never going to see it. I apologize. I'm kind of flustered right now. But we are in the middle of this asteroid. This is where we'll print more colonists, or duplicants, whatever you want to call them. You can see it says next print 2.4 cycles. That's when we'll get our next person. The ultimate goal, like I said, is to dig our way out, up to the surface, and I actually don't even know if it's up necessarily, because like I said, I've never done that. I do have a lot of playtime in this game, but I've never gotten to the end. I always either crash and burn, or just get bored. And that's okay. But I would love to reach the end here on YouTube with you guys, just to experience it for the first time. I've never looked it up. I don't know what happens. I don't know what it looks like. So that would be really cool to me if we got to experience that at some point. Now, if we play 70 episodes and then the colony falls apart and we all die, probably not going to restart right away. If we play 4 episodes and the colony dies, I will restart, because I do like this game. I want to get going. But if we... I don't even know what I was going to say. Not if we. But so, early on, the first things you kind of want to do... I will say the one area this is worse than our last map is we have a lot less water. I mean, we have 2 reservoirs right next to us, but this one isn't very big. So I guess we're going to be using this one. And this one is, like, right next to us. Which is okay, I guess. But so early on, like, the first day, what you want to do, from what I remember, is you want to get a bed for everyone, you want to get an outhouse going, you want to get water, and you want to set up a power supply using a manual generator, which is basically like a hamster wheel that they can run on, and then we can store a little bit of juice in the battery for overnight. But we really don't have that much using power, so I would say priority number 1 is water in the outhouse and the beds. So let's start by just having you dig out a lot of this stuff. Maybe not that one. I'll try to do my best to explain what I'm going on, but like I said, this is not a tutorial. If you're here for a tutorial, there's plenty of great tutorials on the internet that you can find. I'm not even qualified to give a tutorial because I've never beaten the game. I'm not like an expert at this game. I just like it. So hopefully we can have some fun. Maybe if you've never seen this game, you'll be like, hey, that looks really neat. I want to check that out for myself. Or if you have played this game a lot, you could give me some tips. Without being super rude and annoying about it. But let's just chill and have some fun. We've got our triumvirate here. They're getting to work right away. I would like to build a... Where is it? a storage bin at some point, but I don't know that that's priority number 1. Now, how am I going to go about this? I think what I want to do is ladder up, tile up, excavate. That's going to be to get access to water. And then, where are we going to put our outhouse? We might, I think we'll just do it like down here. We're going to have a much more vertically oriented base as opposed to a horizontally oriented base, which is what I was going for in our last video. I suppose we could put it over here, but I like this more. I don't see, there's no water below us that we're ever going to have to try to get to, at least not early on. And there is a lot of algae over here, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so let's get you going there. I want to put tile there and there. I want to be careful not to, because if you do things wrong, water can like break through and start spilling out. I don't think that's going to happen here. I hope I'm wrong, or I hope I'm not wrong, but I guess we're going to find out. So let's dig straight down, although that is going to create kind of a carbon dioxide pit. So that's another thing that I've explained in the last video that I forgot that I didn't explain in this video, is what kind of sets this game apart from other colony sims, base builders, whatever you want to call them, is the fairly accurate representation of fluid dynamics, both for liquids and air. So obviously the game is called Oxygen Not Included. Really the whole point is, not the whole point, but like the shtick of this game is that you have to manage the airflow in your base. So your colonists can suffocate and die. And eventually there will, like right now, all we can see is oxygen, I think. But there is, oh, here's some hydrogen, this pink gas, there's chlorine, there's carbon dioxide, there's contaminated oxygen, here's a vacuum with nothing in it. So yeah, there's different gases that do different things, but obviously the ultimate goal is to make sure your guys and gals have enough oxygen to survive. Otherwise they're going to die, and everyone's going to be upset, mostly me. So let's try to make sure that doesn't happen. So yeah, so I said this is going to create a carbon dioxide sink. Carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen, so it sinks to the bottom. So right now we have a lot of oxygen, but we do have some carbon dioxide here. And obviously we are organic humans, so we consume oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. So we're going to be making carbon dioxide. We're going to have to find ways to make our own oxygen. This oxalite is making oxygen for us right now. Also, some of these plants, I believe, make oxygen, if I remember correctly. So yeah, sorry if the way I'm going about things is kind of scatterbrained. It's hard for me to remember what I talked about in the last video and what I have to talk about again. So I'm just going to try to get through this opening section and hopefully make it as coherent as possible. Right now I'm just trying to set up this water pump, a pitcher pump, excuse me, which is how we're going to get water out of this reservoir here. I will set up a storage bin. It doesn't need to be like super high priority. I could use the priority system. You can set the priority for tasks you give your colonists to make them do things in different orders. Early on, I don't think it really matters because there's only so much they could be doing right now. Anyway, now we are dropping some stuff in the water. That's okay. It's not going to contaminate the water or anything like that. You can contaminate the water through other means, but that's not one of them. So now that we have this, we can do that. They'll clear out this stuff on their own. I don't have to tell them to clear out this dirt. You pick up everything, except let me make sure you're not holding, like, contaminated soil, I think is what it's called. Alright, yeah, we haven't found that yet, so you don't even know it exists. And then, let's see, how are we going to want to do this? I guess let's do, like, eventually you're going to be, I think I like to, I can't remember if I did rooms 4 tiles high or 5 tiles high. I think I did 5 tiles high. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. So, like, I would put... I think I would do this. I think it was 4 tiles of walking space. I might be wrong. But that's what I'm going to do for now. So let's... And then we're going to put the outhouse down here. Now, you can see that this purple bar is their oxygen levels. When they get down here into this hole where there's not any oxygen, they have to hold their breath. Oh, there's water coming through. No, 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 no. That's so bad. That's so bad. Yeah, okay. I need you guys to cancel this for now. Destroy this. I think I did that right. Now, I need you... I can't remember if there's a way to make you... Yeah, move up here. Maybe I right-click? Oh, no, I did it right. Okay, yeah. So now, let's do, like, high priority. Destroy all of this. Because we're going to have to build tiles here. There might be a better way to go, but no, don't come down here to do it. I want you to get up here. That way you're not stuck down there. And now, of course, now you're stuck down there. So now I have to make sure you don't die by building another ladder. I apologize. We did not have any of these issues in the last video. Source, dude, just trust me. Bro. Come on. Yes, okay, so he's slowly dying, but he can get out now. Lord Manderley, I'm begging you to move up here. Okay. So they can hop 1 tile gaps, which is why we didn't have to build a complete ladder. Now destroy this and build a tile right there. Again, there might be a better way to go about this. It's been for sure over a year, probably closer to like a year and a half to 2 years since I played this game. And I don't want to knock down this fertilizer wall, because then all of this water will just come rushing through, and that would be catastrophic to lose all that. I mean, we wouldn't lose it, but it would just make it a lot more annoying to deal with. So I want to block off this whole section. Now, I know that water can't go through tile, at least as long as there's not problems with the tile. And then, so now we're going to have to... It's really going to throw a wrench in our plans to get all of this done in one day. But now we have to do what we were doing over here. And then eventually we'll want to get rid of that. We're going to want to... I can't even remember what I was doing now. I was doing this. And then I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I was doing this. And let's do this for now. Man, that is so unfortunate. I thought you only went through... I can't remember what I thought you went through, but I did not think it was fertilizer. But yeah, you can see this fertilizer's like cracking right here. Eventually it would completely crumble and all of this water would have poured through. So we need to get some more tile down here and just like reinforce this whole reservoir. It's kind of a bad start, but that's okay. I really don't want to uproot these plants this early, and I don't think we have to, so I will avoid that for now. Now we can build more ladders. We can tile you up. We can get an outhouse down here. Also, let me make sure my... Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that all of my priorities weren't set to 7 now. Alright, this is an eventful first day. This is not how I thought things were going to go. I do need to get a bed Like, that's... I don't know if we're going to finish all this today, but, like, they have to have a bed. Come on. The problem... They don't like sleeping with light, and there's light everywhere, because our printing pod emits light, and these two things emit light. And I don't really feel like building a new room for them, because eventually they're going to get their own rooms. So I'm just going to say... This is where you guys are going to sleep. Apologies, it's not the best, but you'll get over it. Well, I guess this one we might want to, and we're also going to have to mop up this water eventually. Maybe I should give you another ladder, that way you can actually get down here. So yeah, just in case I didn't explain this, your main tools... Oh, it's cold. I've never gotten that notification on day one. Usually not even on, like, the first 25 to 30 days. It's definitely not cold enough to, like, really worry about it. What is... It's 22 degrees. Honestly, I'd rather it be cold than hot, because eventually... there is a temperature map mode, if I can find it. There. So yeah, you can see there's areas that are really hot, and eventually, once we start using a lot of power and like coal generators and stuff like that, the whole colony is going to get hot, and it's much harder to cool off a hot colony than it is to heat up a cold colony. That's usually, I think my two biggest colonies when I've played this game have both come to an end because I just could not figure out how to get rid of the heat fast enough. So I'm assuming that's eventually going to be our problem here too. Like, I'm not really worried about it being too cold. Now, okay, you're building our beds. Okay, now the workday has ended, and we don't have this bed done, which is pretty unfortunate. We also don't have an outhouse done. This whole thing is kind of a disaster because we had to waste half the day fixing this breach here. So that's my bad. I should have known if I had played this game more recently. I would have remembered maybe that fertilizer buckles under the pressure of water, and I wouldn't have started digging right here. I would have started digging over here. I really, really don't want you guys to use the bathroom on the floor tomorrow morning. That would be most unfortunate. Okay, I could force you to work, and I think I'm going to, even though it's after... The problem is I don't remember how to do this. Like, do I have to do top priority? That, like, stresses you out, doesn't it? I could just change your schedule. Ignoring schedules and their basic needs. Use in case of emergency. I wouldn't really call this an emergency. So I would say a yellow alert maybe is more important than a red alert. I at least want you to have a bed, bro. Good job. Alright, now they're going to bed. Completed it just in time. I am pretty worried that they're all gonna piss themselves when they wake up in the morning. But that's not an inconquerable challenge. Now, this is conveniently approaching 30 minutes, so we are going to stop here once they wake up. I guess I can speed up through the night. The further we go, I might play on higher speeds, but early on, to help you guys just kind of understand what I'm doing, I'll keep it on speed 1. Plus, it's fun to watch in games like this, just watch them do their thing. So yeah, so they all have to use the bathroom, but we don't have a bathroom. So if you could get down here and work on this, that would be pretty nice. But we're going to have to wait until the next video to see what happens. Will they piss themselves? Find out next week on Oxygen Not Included. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about the technical issues and the re-recording, and I was kind of all over the place in this video. Apologies. We'll get it figured out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please, please leave a like and subscribe. It's very important for getting small channels like mine off the ground, and it's also important for new series like this to get off the ground. So it's doubly important. You got to do it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.